What's up, YouTube? This is Genesis 121. Got part one here of a mini series that I'm going to be starting, how to set up a quarantine tank. Reason I'm doing this video is been doing a lot of research, watching a lot of videos on YouTube, seeing some quarantine tanks that others have set up, seeing some of the things they've done right and some things that weren't done right. So basically I'm just taking all that information, putting it together, and coming up with my own video on how to properly set up a quarantine tank. I'm also making this video to educate other people out there so they don't follow in my footsteps and set up your main display and put fish directly into there, as a result I've lost the majority of my livestock and lost over $150 in fish. And once you compare that to the actual cost of setting up a quarantine tank, a quarantine tank is a very good investment and will save you a lot of money in the long term. So first off, you can look here. You can buy you a tank anywhere, Walmart, Petco, PetSmart. These you don't need a large tank for a quarantine unless you're going to be housing larger fish, but a 10 or 20 gallon tank will work just fine and will be good for you to quarantine your fish, and they're relatively inexpensive. This tank here, my wife bought me as a Christmas present, and you can buy this at Walmart, and these tanks are relatively inexpensive. This one actually comes with LED lighting. As you see, some of the other ones have the incandescent lighting, but this has LED lighting on it. It's not that expensive, this tank here. And then you can just, depending on how advanced you want your setup to be on your quarantine tank, will depend on what kind of equipment that you get to go with it. But give you a little walkthrough of what's inside this tank here. So when you open it up, you're going to have the hood here, and your hood will have these two LED lights on it, a little hole in it to drop food in, and in the back will have a area for you to put your filter. What came with it was this little internal filter, which I won't be using, and a bag that had water conditioner, some flake food, and just instructions, and then the actual 10 gallon tank itself. So get that, and for me, I decided to go with this for my filtration, to go with this Aquatop PF15 UV. And I just want to give a shout out to Reefer Gill, who I actually saw this for the first time on his channel, and I saw this and looked at the review and the video he did, and he had this running on his quarantine tank. So obviously I thought it was a great thing to buy. It looks like a great filter. It has a 5-watt UV sterilizer on it. It comes with carbon media, biological filtration to put in there. So basically everything you need as far as filtration for your quarantine tank. And I just bought a couple of these replacement carbon inserts. These are just an all-in-one little filter that a 3-pack got for that. Okay, and got a Marine Land 50-watt submersible heater. That'll be important for a quarantine tank, because it's important to maintain a steady temperature in your quarantine tank to alleviate any additional stress that may be on your fish. Okay, and I got a Marine Land MaxiJet 600. Got this power head just to get some circulation going inside the quarantine tank. Didn't want to get a power head that was too powerful, that would be just blowing water everywhere, blowing the fish all over the place. So this works good. Then got a Core Life digital thermometer, and this just helps with seeing what the temperature is and helping maintaining that temperature. I also got a fish acclimation kit here that I got from Dr. Foster and Smith, so when I do get some livestock inside that quarantine tank, I can properly acclimate them. Got a fish net here, and this is a infrared fish net. It's supposed to be better so fish can't actually see you when you're getting them. Got some PVC piping here, some 4-inch PVC pipe and some, I believe this was 3-inch or 2-inch. You basically, when it comes to that, you don't want to put live rock or live sand in a quarantine tank, because what that can do is that'll actually, if you're dosing medication, it'll kill off all the beneficial bacteria, and you want to add PVC piping in there because it'll give your fish areas to hide, and that'll bring down those stress levels on them. So PVC pipe between 2 to 4 inches is what you be recommended for that. Okay, and I have these little feeding stations. These things have a little suction cup mount that you just mount to the side of the glass, and you drop food in there and it keeps it from blowing all over the place. Also got this Chem ammonia alert. It's a very good product to have just in case you may have ammonia levels rising in your quarantine tank. This will let you know. Many other people I know set up quarantine tanks have had success with these. Have a test kit and just to test the water parameters while they're going through quarantine. Okay, and I have a hydrometer here. Now this is just something that you may want to start with, but I would definitely recommend getting a refractometer. And the reason why I would recommend getting that is because if you're going to be doing hyposalinity, or if you're going to be dosing medications like copper, wherever your specific gravity or your salinity is very important, and very important factor to know that and to maintain that in order for those medications or in order for hyposalinity to be working properly. Another thing I would recommend you do ahead of time is to get all your medications and supplements that you have for your aquarium. One thing I decided to get was this Amicale Plus from Cordon. It's a ammonia detoxifier that it detoxifies is nitrate, ammonia, chlorine, and chloramines. It's just a water conditioner. I got this just in case I had any ammonia spikes in my quarantine tank. I could just dose some of this in there, and it would quickly be able to remove that ammonia until I'd be able to do a water change. I also recommend that you get your medications ahead of time. The medications I will be using. Okay, and another thing I have here is this JBJ auto top off system. Right now this is on my main display aquarium, but once I get a controller on there, I will be transferring. I will just add a float switch and hook that up to the aquarium and be using this auto top off on my quarantine tank. So this will benefit me. And another thing, a magnetic aquarium glass cleaner just help to keep that glass clean on there, and that I'll be able to visually inspect those fish. So that's pretty much it. Okay, and one other thing, I have this Rust-Oleum gloss protective enamel, this black paint, spray paint. I use this same spray paint on my main display tank. I spray painted the back of it, and this stuff works great. I'm going to do the same thing on my quarantine tank and spray paint the back of it black. So definitely recommend this stuff. So better alternative to using those tape-on backgrounds and stuff. Those things just look horrible. So definitely recommend this stuff. So that's pretty much it. Part one basically went through all the equipment that I'm going to have for this quarantine tank, and I'll be putting out more videos on this series, and letting you guys know how this whole process is going. And another thing I want to reiterate here, when setting up a quarantine tank, all your equipment that you want to use, you want all this equipment to be dedicated to your quarantine tank only. So you don't want to use any of this stuff and then transfer it over to your main display tank. The reason for that being many reasons. One, if you have any diseases or parasites on any of the equipment and you transfer it into your main display tank, you could be infecting your tank with any of those parasites. Another reason, if you're using medications, any medications that come in contact with any of this equipment, when you're trying to put that in your main display tank, could cause some serious problems for that. So that's another big thing. Everything that you use as far as your equipment that is going to be used for your quarantine tank, you want to make sure that all that stuff is only used with your quarantine tank. Alright, so just want to thank everybody for watching. Thank all my new subscribers. I will be putting out part 2 of this series once I get the quarantine tank set up.
There's 3 type of people in this world. People that make it happen, people that watch it happen, and people that don't know what's happening.
Check it. Look at me, I'm all the way turned up. I ain't smoking, but my homie in here burnt up. Yeah, I'm working on him, but he straight though. Couple girls tryna twerk it on me, wait, no.